Previously on Vagabonds.
I'm just going to storm out of the elevator and head straight for the desk with the gun drawn and pointed at his head, and ask that he nicely let us down to, the next level.
I shove Io in the way of the shot. That's pretty much what happens.
I believe
here,
it.
Sounds like
You're out cold?
Son of a bitch.
I was gonna say, you like look over your shoulder, and that's when you run directly into the security desk.
Oh no.
Into the desk? Fine. I accept your public humiliation. I'm unconscious, by the way.
You notice that there's somebody else in the driver's seat who previously wasn't here, and just starts shouting at Harlan about the fact that their wedding is only a couple of weeks away,
Yes!
and he decided to get involved in this
Oh,
shit.
ball and chain.
hey, can you set her default language to Russian? Is that a thing you can do?
I would like to go back to my books now, please.
Welcome back to The Roll Less Taken. I am joined again by my three wedding bells of the ball.
Am I the best man? I don't know if I'm the best man, but I'm Mike and I play Bo, and it wasn't recorded, but just a few moments ago I choked on a meat stick.
That's super hot. My name is Megan, and I play I.O. Jewel.
My name is Perry, and I play Teddy Bear Jane.
I think you were invited to be part of the wedding party?
Yeah, I don't think he's best man.
I don't remember. I don't think you are the best man. I think he was assuming, he wasn't sure if you'd show up, so he sort of put the best man duties on someone else.
That's probably smart.
Just because he knew that you had problems with the venue being the planet of Io, not the person.
And
of
also,
Io.
I'm dead.
Well,
That's true too. So he had a few concerns.
We were dead.
Yes, we are of course speaking of Harlan Juno, Bo's old buddy from his gang running days, who invited him to help get revenge / pull a heist on Extrasolar Energy, the company that until recently was run by Antoine Colombo, who hired you guys to take out some pirates who you decided to befriend instead, and then he sent assassins after you, who killed Jane, which is why she's a teddy bear.
And now he did.
And now he did. You guys did, in fact, kill him pretty brutally.
Yeah, we did not kill him softly.
Inside joke for nobody but us.
I mean,
love the podcast.
it's not really an inside joke if anyone grew up in the 90s and heard the Fugees. So
Yeah.
If you've seen About a Boy, it plays a pretty prominent place.
Guys, I know that we need to get into the sci-fi and space adventuring, but can we talk about how the 90s is like 20 years ago? And if we're talking 1990, it's 30 years ago?
I feel old.
Yeah. How's that feel,
Yeah.
guys?
I picked up my phone today to look at a meme, and I had to look over the rim of my glasses.
I think you handed the phone to me and I looked under my glasses at it.
Oh,
and then
shit.
realized I couldn't read it like that and put my glasses back to
Listen,
normal.
I think I'm ahead on schedule with all y'all because I had back surgery at 30 years old, so...
That's fair.
Oh, shit. There you go. Also, Perry, broke her entire leg by
Oh, yeah.
climbing over a fence.
That was my
a
knee.
2 foot high
Yep,
fence.
you had knee
They
surgery.
just don't make them
Yeah.
like they used to.
No, those knees just get
Knees
worse
or
and worse
fences?
as time goes on.
That's why you got to get the new model.
Upgrade that shit.
So to all of our younger listeners, be grateful while you're,
Yeah,
Young.
go out and just
Young.
lift a ton of heavy shit and jump as high as you can over things. It's not gonna last.
It's not. It's over way before you think it is. Fuck. Alright.
Space times.
But we digress.
But we digress.
This has been an older millennial PSA.
The old millennial cast.
Killing industries and also slowly killing their bodies.
The world's gonna blow up
True.
anyway.
Yeah, Graham. In the year whatever we're in, where are we on the doomsday clock? Oh wait, never mind. Earth is literally called Dead Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doomsday Clock.
Earth kind of
well over.
Ran out.
It's 8 a.m. the next day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Heat of the Moment comes on by Asia.
Fuck, I love that song.
So meanwhile, in the distant future, the year 2000.
Heat of the Moment is playing at the reception.
There's an Asia cover band playing quote-unquote classical music.
Man, that's already classical now.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys, you did go to the wedding. It was at the fanciest restaurant on Io that is called the Byzantine, full of like reproduction old Earth artifacts. But they're all just kind of a mishmash of different periods and stuff, so it's a little bit like, to us, it would look like walking into a cheesecake factory. Nothing makes sense and everything's all over the place, but to like people who live on Io, they're like, yes, this is what classic Earth used to look like.
Wait, is that what the Cheesecake Factory is really like?
I've never been
to one.
No, it's just a
really?
fucking restaurant, isn't it?
It is just am I the only person who's actually been to one? Good God, I feel so suburban right now.
I'm pretty sure I've been to one, and it is just a restaurant, so I don't understand your reference. There were tables and chairs.
I mean, yeah, but they've got like...
Is it like an Applebee's or like TGI Fridays in decor?
It's almost, I mean...
Or Cracker Barrel.
It's got like...
It has a gift shop.
None of the above. It's got like weird Egyptian motifs on certain parts of the wall, but then you look around and other parts of it are just like modern, and then there are other parts that are like, I don't know, quasi-Italian.
Is it like a Hard Rock Cafe that couldn't decide what it wanted to be?
How do you know that wasn't just the Cheesecake Factory you went to?
An independently owned cheesecake.
I have read an article on the internet. There was an article, somebody who actually like does design, like interior design for a living, like critiqued it and talked about how like completely batshit insane it is. And for some reason, that was in my head when I wrote the description of this restaurant.
Guys, it's like the Cheesecake Factory.
That none of us have ever been to.
For 10 minutes, and we've established that only one of us has ever been to.
It looks kind of like an art museum threw up in there. Yeah,
that evokes
we'll go with that.
A more telling picture, I think.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, you could have just said that up front.
All the people there are elegantly dressed, and it was a beautiful ceremony, and... Yeah, is there anything you guys wanted to accomplish? Because otherwise the wedding is not super plot relevant, so I was just going to kind of skip ahead.
I want to see Bo cut up a rug.
Oh my god.
Like an actual rug or dance?
Why can't it be both?
I leave it up to his interpretation.
So,
those hidden
what
shoe
really
blades.
happens is, I feel like Jane probably asked Bo to go up and dance, and he goes, okay, but here's the thing. I only know one song, so I'm gonna go talk to the DJ real quick, and then we're gonna do this. And I'm gonna show you how to do it, and you're gonna do it too. So, I'm gonna go up to the DJ.
Can I ask a quick...
Does Jane still have a Russian accent also,
Yeah,
by the way?
this is important. Did we reset my chip
Not
yet?
at the wedding. Maybe
Or am I still
after the
Russian?
wedding.
It's been a couple of
right.
weeks,
Oh.
like, since the heist, so you have had time, if you would like to reset the chip, to have done so.
It's all on you.
I don't like
This
no,
is a character decision.
I don't like this character decision. Well, who would... We're on our own for those couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, you guys had
Yeah,
time to just kind
Pixel
of
would
putter
fix
around.
it. Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, Pixel would
Yeah.
fix it. I was like, I don't trust either of you.
You
to fix
probably
it.
forget
Alright, I guess
that
Oh,
because
whatever.
we've done like 5 episodes not on the ship, that Pixel's a thing.
Yeah. I forgot.
So you guys
a lot
have
of
an
stuff.
AI on your ship called Pixel.
It's been a little
They
while.
pretty much
Alright.
run the show.
They use they,
I
them pronouns.
guess
Yes.
Story-wise, it doesn't make sense for me to still have a Russian accent. So we could just go back to not being able to tell the difference.
Maybe your new casing will have a Russian accent.
Ooh. Special request.
Anyways, the song that Bo requests is called Gangnam Style by Psy. And he knows dance spot on perfectly. Hey, sexy lady. Oh, 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 oh. Oppa Gangnam Style.
I kind of picture in the future that's like the equivalent of like requesting the chicken dance.
Probably.
Like it's just so cheesy at this point in history, in human history.
It wasn't to begin with.
Like it's become more. It's like a fine cheese. It has just become cheesier with time. So anyway, it was a lovely wedding, and Bo knows a dance that Jane now knows.
I'm picturing a teddy bear doing the dance, and it's just adorable.
Dear
Jane was
fan
the cutest she's
animators
ever
out
been.
there. So yeah, you guys you have a lovely time. And then anybody else want to do anything else at the wedding, or
Someone that's not Bo is probably getting blasted. I think we've all gotten drunk at one point in this campaign.
Jane is unfortunately not able to get drunk in her teddy bear casing.
so she
was on
shouts
it.
at a glass of scotch again.
Yeah, I'm just staring sadly at it, missing my liver.
While Io is you're drinking vicariously through Io.
I'm
Jane.
sitting next
I'm
to her,
having
like,
so much fun.
I'm like, drink this one for me too.
You got it, pal. And I just like try to put my arm around Jane's teddy bear shoulder,
And fall.
but I just end up knocking her off of the chair, and then I fall.
Like clotheslining me off of the top of the counter.
As I'm on the ground, I'm just wondering, like, how did I get here, and why am I all wet?
A question everyone's asked themselves at one point or another in their life.
So Io remembers very little of the wedding. Everyone has been there, at least once you're 30. So yeah, you guys kind of do your wedding thing. You kind of deposit Io back in the ship, and I think RC kind of helps you guys drag Io home. And on the way out, they see the ship that you guys have had in your hold for like at this point several months.
Graham,
forgot
I
about
get
that
it. There's a ship in the hold that we've done nothing with for 10 episodes.
I honestly forgot we had it.
I was mostly reminding anybody who had forgotten. And RC gets very excited and starts kind of like looking around and like putting their face up to the cockpit glass and like trying to like find the buttons to open it. And Pixel warns them like probably shouldn't. It's free.
Oh, so the entire crew has cancer now then, huh?
It's more or less shielded by the interior of the ship, but something broke inside the ship. But yeah, they're asking all kinds of questions like, what is it? Where'd you find it? Can I go inside? Does it work? To, I assume, Bo and Jane, who are there, as Io is, I think, unconscious.
Io is now wandering the ship looking for Dr. Parsnip. You just hear her like yelling up the halls, looking for the cat.
I also am picturing you're like half out of like the suit you were wearing to the wedding. Like you're just
definitely
just
like no
dragging it.
pants, underwear, and like button-down shirt with like a tie of sorts that's kind of untied, and just meandering looking for the cat.
I was picturing you with no pants, but like everything else is still like immaculate. And you're like sitting, you find like Dr. Parsnip, and you sit down, like all like regal, and you're like, game of Parcheesi. You're like a snifter of, what do you have a snifter of?
Brandy.
Cognac
Cognac.
or brandy.
Brandy was-
Brandy also works.
Brandy was too lowbrow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's true. Too plebeian. So yeah, RC is asking about the like ship that you guys found.
Around, no, and no in that order.
Fair enough.
Sounds right to me.
Okay. And they kind of like look around and like find like a panel and start kind of like poking at it and go, oh, okay, I thought this was what this was. It looks like an experimental ship that the Tritonians were making. Yeah, is that right?
Talking
talking about on one of
you
the-
would know better than I would, I gotta be honest.
They were talking about it on one of these message boards that I follow, and they kind of like tap some more onto that panel, and they're like, yeah, it looks like it uses some sort of probably a lenticular drive. That's pretty interesting. Kind of like keeps tapping away. Do you guys know about lenticular drives? They're fascinating, but they don't work very well, as evidenced by, and kind of gestures.
Bo is just kind of staring at RC. Like, I hear the words you say it, and they sound very fascinating, but I understand about 25% of them.
Like, well, the lenticular drive is this really fascinating drive that they invented that, like, it sort of, like, you know how, like, the portals, not the portals, what are they called? Shit. I forgot what they're actually called. The gateways.
The gates.
The gates. You know how they basically connect 2 points in space-time, like through a tunnel? These actually kind of, like, scrunch up space-time, but in a way that nobody else gets affected, and just kind of, like, skips along the top. But unfortunately, one of the problems that they had to come up with and, like, overcome when they were trying to get out of Earth with these is something they call the lemming effect, which, you know, you can probably figure out what it does.
Did you know that that's a myth? Lemmings don't actually do that shit.
Lemmings have always been extinct for like 1,000 years in it by now, but yeah, that myth has kind of perpetuated at this point.
Jane walks over and punches him in the kneecap to get his attention. Not like super hard, I don't break his leg.
RC?
Yeah. To like stop his speaking.
RC is a them.
He looks at her. Them, sorry. Sorry, RC. Punches them
okay.
in the knee. We haven't used RC's pronouns in a minute. Stop poking it, it's haunted.
Fair enough. And they kind of like take 2 steps back.
Thanks.
And are like, huh, you could probably get some money for this on the black market. I don't know, Harlan might even be interested in taking it off your hands if you're really interested.
But we don't even know if it works.
We could probably fiddle around with it. I mean, I'd totally fiddle around with it. Although it's haunted. It's probably fine.
Well, I think when she says it's
fine
haunted...
for you.
Wait, Jane, is it really haunted? I thought you were just making like a joke about radiation poisoning and me finding a lump on my balls.
No, unless I'm confusing 2 of our previous episodes, I'm pretty sure that it's haunted, and I don't feel like... We had a party, I don't need to wrap up that party with a chat with a ghost. If you keep poking it, they're gonna wake up.
Well, I mean, if you think you can get us, you know, some money for it, I'm down with that. Jane?
I'm going to find some earplugs.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm saying we're gonna get rid of it.
That would be great.
Yeah. I don't think... I probably doesn't even remember we have it, to be honest, so...
Io just stumbles into the room and looks at everyone. Has anyone seen my cat, Dr. Parsnip?
Dr. Turnip?
She's about, yay, hi, and she, like, motions to her knee and then, like, up to her hip and then kind of looks confused. She's a big cat.
And I'm picturing Dr. Parsnip is, like, lying on top of a cargo, like, container next to you. Like, within feet of you.
Uh-huh. Just not recognizing that at all. Hey, when did we get the ship?
There's no ship. You're dreaming. Go back to sleep.
Is this ours? Where did it come from? Hey,
yeah.
Bo. Have you seen the cat?
The cat is in your room, on your bed, and you should go join her.
Oh, I should have looked there.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Have a good rest.
You too.
Yeah, okay.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That was well thought of.
So yeah, RC is happy to buy the ship off of you, basically, is the point.
Do it.
They offer you, like...
Jane's like, if you buy it, you also buy the radiation and the ghosts. You have to take the ghosts with you.
I'm pretty sure that's implied.
Just making sure.
They're like, as is, I could probably get you 7,500, I mean.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that seems awfully low.
75 creds.
Yeah.
$1.50.
I'll give you $3.50.
No more, no less.
We will sell the haunted, radiation-ridden ship.
They're like, well, I'll pick it up in the morning, and they do. They sort of unload it off your ship, and now your ship doesn't have that in there. I just really wanted to tie that loose end up.
Hooray! No more
It's
cancer.
been bothering him for weeks.
I kind of figured you guys would get rid of it like months ago, so I was like, all right, I'll...
But then we get involved in some other shenanigans and totally forget about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. You also got an a message, Jane, from your friend back home. He's not really your friend. He's more like your
supplier, your dealer.
Mysterious benefactor.
Not even my mysterious benefactor. My mysterious benefactor's lawyer.
No, it's his like partner who sent you
Great
a message.
expectations in space.
Very great expectations style. Sorry, go ahead.
The biocasing is complete, and you may come and get it.
Where do I live? Picks up phone.
They live in Sora, which is the capital city of Pluto.
Oh man!
I thought I was.
Hold on.
That's not where I'm from.
Hold on. It's called Sora. Is it being orbited by Donald and Goofy, and it's by Pluto? What is this?
Oh shit!
This
I
is
didn't actually
Kingdom
notice.
Hearts, clearly.
He set up like base on Pluto, but I thought you spent a lot of time on Charon growing up, which is one of the moons of Pluto. That's where
Yeah.
the children are from.
Yeah. So my dude isn't on Charon.
Your benefactor? He's basically the next planet over.
Fine. I accept your meddling about my backstory without my consent.
Oh boy.
Well, nobody lives on Charon except for the children of Kaisen, because it's basically a graveyard.
Yeah, I assumed that he was the guy who was born with the dead people, so he made a robot that was really smart. Guess I should have written that part myself, and then maybe you wouldn't have written it for me and confused me. But alright,
You're
let's
welcome.
go to Pluto. I go find Bo and Io, and I say, my body's ready, if we think we're ready for done being a teddy bear.
That is.
I was trying
What?
to decide
Why are
if
you-
she's awake or still asleep.
Why are you laughing? What's so funny? Guys, we have to go pick it up. Guys, why are you laughing?
I think that was a poor choice of words, but I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Great. And they walk to the I don't know, whatever room that makes the ship go. I'm really tired. The room that makes
The control room?
The cockpit?
cockpit, thank you. Whatever
All
we
of
call
those.
The fort, the bridge, the cockpit, the thing. It's got the phone in it.
Alright, did you guys want to accomplish anything before we leave for Pluto? Does anybody need to use the bathroom?
I already went.
Okay, good.
My mom taught me anything.
So as you guys fly over to the capital city of Pluto, it's basically just a standard space dome. There's a sprawling city kind of underneath with some like sub-domes kind of branching off the side, and this like space dome with this crazy airlock looking thing that you guys kind of fly into, and you make your way to the lab where Jane came from, which is on one of the sub-domes. Basically nobody greets you at the door.
Well, that's rude.
Welcome home.
Is it open?
Yeah, you've got like a key, I assume.
Oh, okay. I just opened the door. Like, Jane is clearly, like, 0% perturbed by the lack of answer.
You kind of head in. It's mostly like a lab space. So there's like a little desk area, but it's like a reception area, but there's nobody there. And behind it, there's like a lab room and an office kind of off to the other side of this like entry area. And then Jane, you know that there's like an apartment upstairs.
Okay, and there's nobody around.
Nobody that you can see in the like reception waiting area,
Okay.
like the front desk area.
Does it look like people have been here recently?
Yeah.
Can I roll a perception check?
Yes, you can.
I guess I go upstairs to the apartment and see if anybody... Do I see my casing on the way?
There are a couple of bio casings kind of off to the side, like in the lab area, and then there's you actually do see both Dr. Carwin Byrne, who is your benefactor, in the lab, and his assistant / partner Ivan is in the office.
I
kinda
really
working on some
thought
books.
you were going to say Dr. Parsnip, and I was going to be really confused.
Plot
Whoa.
twist.
Plot twist.
Your
Cat
dad
has
is
a
a cat.
PhD.
I thought that was just understood.
Alright, so I go up to them. Pat. Hello.
They're in different rooms. Are you going to Dr. Byrne or to Ivan?
Who is more likely to give me my casing?
Dr. Byrne is in the lab with the casings.
Pat, hello.
He's sort of only half looks up from his work. He's at like a workbench. He's actually in a wheelchair, and he just kind of like looks down and goes, "Oh, hello, Jane. Your timing is inconvenient. I suppose you've come for your body."
Inconvenient? Yes, I have.
All right, give me maybe 5 minutes, and I will be right with you.
I just sit down right where I am.
Are we with Jane?
I assumed you guys followed, unless you would like to not.
I think I'm probably there just because what else am I going to do?
Yeah, same.
Okay. Yeah.
I look down at Jane and say, "What an asshole."
He's very rude.
I see where you get
I'm
it.
just looking around and I'm like, I don't know if I'm smart enough to be in here.
Like, there are a lot of, like, the tables are all covered in, like, you know, various types of casings for artificial intelligences. There are, like, you know, computer terminals everywhere and, like, tablets and things. It's a pretty neat lab. And there is actually, like a robot arm that's kind of, like, over the desk and kind of, like, helping Dr. Byrne. And you get the impression that he did hear you call him an asshole, but is just ignoring you.
That's okay, I don't mind. Is there anything I can fiddle with?
As you go to pick something up, he just kind of goes, "I wouldn't recommend touching that," again without looking up.
I wouldn't recommend touching that, and I just put it back on the desk.
I got a high five Io. Nice.
He continues to basically ignore you. And then he sort of finishes up what he's doing. And he sort of turns around, but it's kind of interesting because, like, the little, like, tiles that make up the floor actually kind of lift out and, like, help rotate his chair around so that he's looking at you guys. And he, like, puts something down, like, puts one of his tools down, and some more tiles sort of rise up out of the floor and kind of create a table next to him so he doesn't wind up actually dropping it on the floor. And that's, you know, you kind of notice that all the equipment in the lab kind of has that same, like, robotic kind of look and feel. It kind of goes, "All right, you are ready. You have come. I'm afraid we ran out of the genetic material that we used to build the Cade prototype, but we have
What?
so we have a new style for you."
Shame.
And it kind of wheels you over to wheels over to this, like, I don't know. How do you want your new body to look, Jane?
And that's something we should have decided before we started recording the podcast.
No, I just wanted to put you on the spot.
I don't want it to look too. It looks like a huge teddy bear. No.
Oh god.
I have given no thought to this. You're sprung this question on me.
I mean, you know, your body could just look like a average human.
Your body, your rules.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
I would say it has a passing resemblance to the old one, but
Okay.
not
Cthulhu?
people are gonna mistake me for Esford Cade.
Okay. So it's sort of like
Got
now instead of
tentacles coming out of its face.
yes, like this famed author that we've heard so much about. Yeah, so, like, instead of looking like Esford, like being the spitting image of Esford Cade, you now kind of look like his cousin.
Yeah.
Twice removed.
Okay. Twice removed.
And it'd be about the same height and about the same weight, because that way I don't have to recalibrate myself to, like, whole new settings.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't have to relearn an entire stride.
And he goes, "All right, well, if you are all right with this, then let us get started." Without even indicating it, just kind of like a couple of robot arms kind of like lean the body down on a table, and then a table kind of rises up out of the floor for you to be on. He starts going and getting some equipment.
Can I explain how the transfer process works? Whatever you got isn't as good as what I've just thought of.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Whatever you spent weeks writing, mine's better. So while it's lying on the table,
So
it's lying on the
fuck you.
Be my guest.
Be my guest, be my guest, put our friendship to the test.
I'm sorry. Did you actually write something specific?
No, you may proceed.
Guys, say them
Okay.
both, and then we'll judge which one is better. We'll put up a straw poll when we post the episode.
I was going to be vague about it, to be honest. I was just going to say he got out some equipment and did it, so...
He did the thing.
All right. He gets out some equipment and he sets it up, and then Jane crawls up onto the table and just walks across the torso of the shell and grabs the shell's face in between two fuzzy teddy paws, and then just headbutts it really hard, and then the teddy bear goes limp and the shell starts to sit up.
That's good. I was afraid you were gonna mama bird your spirit into the new casing.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that works, and you get the initial setup. The body kind of powers down for a couple of minutes so that it can sort of calibrate itself. Dr. Byrne kind of looks at, well, Jane is basically unconscious for a couple of minutes. He kind of looks at you two, Io and Bo, and goes, "I suppose you have some questions about Jane that you might like answering?"
No, well, I mean, okay, I do have one question first, but besides all that, is that how it's that easy? I'm gonna grab Io and try and headbutt her.
Because it's a oh, never mind.
Graham, what do I roll for that?
Make it, I'm gonna make it a stones roll level 4.
Okay. Well, I have to roll 4 stones then.
It's,
Oh, come on, be a weave. I rolled 3. Damn.
Darn.
Both of you see stars for a minute or two, and then kind of...
Holy shit, what would have happened if I had gotten 4?
We
would have had a body switching episode, I guess.
Body swap episode, yeah.
Why the hell would you do that, Bo?
It was
Dr. Byrne is just looking at you both just so disappointed.
It was an experiment in the name of science.
Now I just have a headache, more than, from last night.
Oh, I feel you. Don't worry. Anyways, so... Jane. Is Jane... Did you make... Oh, God, there are so many questions. Okay, I'm gonna ask the really weird one first. Was she supposed to be a sex robot kind of thing for you?
He sort of looks at you is that what average people think? That's kind of the expression that's on his face, but he just kind of goes, "No, she is an experiment."
Didn't you ever see... Oh, man. Shit, I want to make a reference to that, I think it was called I
Weird
Dated
Science?
a Robot thing from Futurama, where they talk about how humanity dies out
yeah.
because everyone's dating AI, but I can't remember what it was.
No, he kind of explains, so I had this hypothesis. As you know, artificial intelligence is not allowed to have its own free will and its own autonomy.
Yeah, totally.
That is actually part of the reason that we chose to try and set you and Jane as a crew.
Wait, whoa.
I wanted...
Hold on.
Wait, back up?
Did you... Hold on. We're gonna have an aside really quick. And I pull Io aside. I'm like, did we get big brothered?
I feel like we were meant to have Jane in our group.
No, okay, I don't buy into, all that destiny and fate bullshit.
I don't mean destiny, asshole. I mean, he planned this whole thing. We were,
Man, I feel... Okay. I thought we were gonna have, some big anime reveal or something, but... I'm still kind of uncomfortable now.
Oh, shit. This needs more questioning.
Okay. Do you want a good cop, bad cop? You be good cop.
I can't be good cop.
Well, shit, let's bad cop, bad cop.
All right, bad cop, bad cop.
Go.
What the fuck do you mean you planned this?
We
Yeah, what the fuck do you
contacted
mean you
you?
played this?
We researched you before we answered your ad for a new. I forget, what was it that you guys said originally?
Oh, God.
We were looking for
You
a
remember
reputable
episode
face.
1?
I'm pretty sure the phrase
Yeah.
I used was the face of legitimacy.
Yes.
Yes. He basically, he says, Ivan and I did some research and we looked into you, into your ship, into the way that you operate, and
that's what you
before we
came
put
up
in
with.
the application.
You chose us after doing research?
And that's what you came
Honestly-
up with.
Honestly, it was more because of the way that you treated your artificial intelligence. We figured that if
you mean
Jane's...
Pixel?
Yes, Pixel. If Jane's identity came to light, that you would accept her for who she was. And that was part of the experiment, was I wanted to give her an opportunity to grow and develop effectively as a human being would, except she is artificial.
Oh,
So are we the guinea pigs, or...
is she the
Jane.
guinea pig? Whew.
No, Jane is.
Okay,
God.
so here's the other question then. Have you been keeping tabs on her? Because if you think she's normal, oh, buddy. Whew.
That, I'm afraid there is an explanation for. But it is a fairly complex one.
Well, we got
We've got some time.
Yeah, we got like 20 minutes left. Go ahead.
I'm kind of looking at Perry's face to see whether she's going to be annoyed at me revealing too much.
Guys, I think we should just rename this podcast "What Fourth Wall."
This episode has
the
been
third wall?
particularly
Silly?
It's been particularly three-walled. It has been pretty silly too.
Yeah.
He goes, so let's state the obvious. Jane's full name, Jane 2, probably suggests that there was at one point Jane 1.
No, because I asked her that, and she said no.
She is capable of lying.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, wait, no, yeah, she totally is.
Jane 1 was an earlier version of the same experiment, and unfortunately, we lost track of her. She vanished. She had a similar backup, but the distance was far greater. She did not take it with us. She left it here, and when it returned, there was some degradation in the memory and the cores, and I tried to rebuild Jane 1, but putting the pieces that we had into a fresh artificial intelligence core, but it didn't quite take. I figured that if I gave her some of the same experiences, that she might sort of remember being Jane 1, but didn't quite do that either.
So, what you really should have named her is, like, Jane 1.5? V1.42.
She is a different being, a different entity. I would say still a successful experiment, though.
Riddle me this. If Jane is an AI, how can she talk to spirits?
That would be the training that she received with the Children of Kyson. Jane 1 also trained with them.
Interesting.
I believe Jane 2 was not quite as adept and eventually left to pursue archaeology, as you know, which was in fact part of their school as well. They have some traveling scholars that try to research death and tradition, but yes, that is...
Do we get any instructions on, caring for our AI?
I have none. I believe what you've been doing so far is sufficient.
Okay.
Treat her as a person. Treat her as a human being. Do not let her know that there's experiment, that is the way that this is going.
Oh, wait, she doesn't know?
She's not aware?
Wait, are you aware? Did we decide that? I may want to
what?
backtrack that statement. You're aware.
I know I'm an AI.
But do you know that
Okay.
you're with us for the reason that you are?
No, I don't think so. I was just following.
No, I don't think so either.
I was
Okay.
just following
Yeah.
orders.
I did what they told me to do.
You must keep that. You must keep that. That part of her mission, I suppose. She must not find out, but otherwise, continue to treat her the way you've been treating her.
I should have taken my headphones off for this shit. Now I gotta separate player knowledge from character knowledge, and that's some crap.
I think we can handle that. Alright, Bo?
I mean, we've been doing okay so far, apparently.
I mean, we only killed her first casing.
Technically, it wasn't you guys. Make a Brooks check.
Who?
Whoever would like to.
Why don't we both do it?
Okay.
Okay.
Because we both suck at Brooks. I didn't get one.
I got a strike.
Uh-oh. So never mind. You guys don't really notice anything.
God damn it.
Damn it.
I believe that answers... Does that answer many of your questions? I believe we only have a few more moments before
I still
Jane returns to consciousness.
have plenty more, but I think that's enough for now.
Oh, here's one. Why does she, rush so much?
I'm honestly not sure. I think that's probably evidence
Wrong
that the
answer,
experiment
because
is
they're the
working.
best fucking band ever.
Suck it, smarty pants!
I'm still really loving this image of, Bo having never heard of Rush and then getting really, really into Rush after meeting Jane.
It's pretty accurate.
He goes, I believe that's probably evidence that the experiment is a success. And he smiles a little bit at that.
Well, good job then.
No. Good job
Thank you.
to us, Bo.
Ah,
We're doing a great job raising Jane.
hell yeah, up high.
High five.
He kind of watches this and just kind of mumbles how vulgar. And sort of goes, keeps just sort of looking at you.
Have you ever tried to high five someone?
I hold
Can't
my
say that I
hand up
have.
really high and he's in a wheelchair and it's a really terrible, terrible joke.
He just sort of glowers at you a little bit.
Okay, there's also this thing called a low five. Check this out.
And Bo and Io both do it and exclude him from the act.
I'm trying to think also of how to resolve the fact that you have a strike from that check.
I feel like she would break something in the laboratory. That's my guess.
I think, yeah,
Get
one
some
of your
corrosive
exuberant...
material on my arm.
I think, yeah, your, exuberant high five, you, break something, and you just sort of, and it actually kind of, scratches, it breaks and shatters and kind of, gets lodged in your good arm.
Oh, great.
Or not good arm, but your other arm, your flesh arm.
Oh,
You break
okay.
a glass orb and a spirit rises out of it and it starts saying something, but we're being too loud and we can't hear what it says.
And he also glowers at you because he's just sort of
God damn it.
that was as though that were a very expensive thing you just broke.
Yeah.
An expensive piece of science equipment.
Yeah, whatever. I'll shove it up your ass.
So Jane, I think at about this point you come back to consciousness. And I think for the purposes of this, you are wearing a fairly plain, black outfit.
Well, yeah, that would fit my character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Jane gets up from the table and picks up the teddy bear. And sort of inspects it for any damage that she wouldn't be able to see while she was the teddy bear.
Do you now notice the
it's got a
smiley
vibe.
face that we put on you?
I noticed that, the eyes are slightly not even from when one of them got sewed back on. They're, very slightly cockeyed. There's a bit of singed bit that couldn't quite get fixed from when somebody lit me on fire.
There's some new scratches, some new bits that have been sewn back on, but generally it appears to be in okay shape.
Okay. Alright, so Jane looks at Dr. What's-His-Face.
Dr. Byrne.
She goes, thanks, and then leaves.
As you leave, he goes, I think Ivan had a request for you when you stopped in. If you could see him in the office.
Hey, sounds like tough shit for Ivan. and we leave.
Sorry, I should have laughed like that. Oh, I just ugly laughed.
And then we ruin Graham's plans.
Exactly.
We ruin all of Graham's plans. Jane kind of sighs. And then goes to find Ivan.
Alright, and Ivan is in the office, which is basically across the hallway. And he's sort of puttering at his desk, and he looks up. He goes, oh, Jane, you're here. Fantastic. Listen.
I'm here.
I nudge Iron. I'm like, I can't tell if he's being sincere or sarcastic.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time discerning myself.
That's a skill I need to pick up.
Right?
He looks at you and he goes, I did have to put out a couple of fires for you in the past.
Like, literally, because
so
I cause a lot of those, I gotta say.
He's referring specifically to, like, episode 3, you failed a Brooks check with Hargan Dane that pissed him off, and he said he was going to complain to your benefactor. So this is the result of that. I've been sitting on this for weeks as well.
Weeks? Graham, episode 3? That's more like months.
That's fair, yeah. And he goes, you owe me a favor, buttface. And he says it with affection. He's not being mean.
Okay, I still can't tell then.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with this dude.
Ivan says, we have a shipment of repaired Nurgle entropy detectors that the children of Kyson would like.
What the fuck are Nurgles?
It's a thing that Jane has used before.
Wasn't that...
Yeah, in like one episode. I used it one time and then I forgot I had it.
I think that's also the name of the lead singer of Behemoth, but continue.
Is that like Weebles Wobble, but they don't fall down?
I would like them to be, we need to return them as part of the arrangement that we had when we sent you there. And it will. I am willing to pay you though for this, despite the frustration that I had to deal with Hargan Dane.
That guy's an asshole too.
Yeah, he is.
Sorry,
an asshole.
I would apologize, but I don't know how to make an apology face with my new face yet. So I'm just. No, I'm not sorry. Okay, bye. I'm just not sorry.
All right, fair enough.
Give us the shipment and talk to them about payment. That's how you convince us to take it.
And you just walk out.
Tall one that looks like he's about to catch fire. Tell him about the money.
I mean, it's a quick in-system run. It would only be about $5,000, but still, I can have it delivered to your ship, which I believe is docked at the spaceport.
Buddy, $5,000. Bo takes out a pair of sunglasses and puts them on, and then takes them off dramatically and says, "Buddy, I don't take a shit for less than $75,000."
That's not true.
That's not true. $5,000 sounds good. We'll do it.
He actually kind of smiles at that, and he goes, "All right."
Did I do
Fair
bad
enough.
cop wrong?
I mean, it sounds like he's gone through some trouble for us, so I don't feel like we should mock him up for this,
He deserves it.
Let's not listen to Jane.
I feel like that's some of the best advice you've ever given me.
Would I ever steer you wrong?
Yes.
Yes, I would.
He does kind of, Jane, have you walked out of the room?
Mostly, yeah.
Okay. As she, shouts, he deserves it, he actually, looks a little sad and a little bit hurt by that statement, but kind of, keeps it up.
Oh, no.
Keeps up the appearance.
Oh, shit.
Is he the loving, doting mom?
Are you... I was just gonna say, is he in love with a robot?
No. No, it's not that weird.
That's how society ends. We've been over this.
Yeah, we'll take the job. We'll deliver what we need to for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Jane walks back in, and she's like, did you know that he wants to reprogram my voice to sound like a toilet flushing? And she walks back out.
I had someone reprogram your voice so you had a Russian accent. Pretty par for the course here.
I can't wait until we can use that in the future.
Wait, question. What are we delivering? Is this something dangerous?
Have you not seen... I thought Jane had one. It's a device that it just detects, entropy.
Oh.
But specifically dead bodies.
I actually do remember that, surprisingly.
Yes. Yes. It's a pocket-sized device. The children use it in their work, and we agreed to repair some of them for them. Periodically.
Okay, as long as it's not gonna, blow up or give us cancer.
Oh, no, not these. Children have been using them for centuries.
All right. Sounds good to
or
me.
Or decades? Centuries.
Decades, centuries, the two are interchangeable.
For an indeterminate amount of time, because I didn't build a timeline.
Where are we delivering them?
To Charon itself.
But isn't that just 10 minutes away?
It's probably it's like an hour or so. It's like, yeah, but I am busy here, and so is Dr. Byrne, and, we need a favor. Thus, we are willing to pay for it.
Yeah, this is where the medium of video would be good for our listeners, but Bo just makes a jacking off motion with his hand. Yeah, all right.
This is where an easy job turns into a difficult job.
Ivan chuckles and kind of nods, we're busy. What can I say? Okay, anybody want to accomplish anything before you guys head back to the ship?
I have something I want to accomplish on the ship.
Oh,
okay.
I have something that I want to tell Bo.
Okay. Jane, do you want to pick up anything from your old room?
No.
There are posters of NSYNC up there that you don't want anyone to see. Okay, so you guys head back to the ship. The shipment has been sort of delivered.
So, Bo.
Uh-huh.
Remember that time you found out that I had an extra 10 grand in my bank account?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gone.
I thought we did something with that.
Yeah, I gave it to that lovely, charming woman from Extra Solar Energy.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Am I supposed to be upset about that?
Oh, thank God. I was so worried that you would be upset.
Well, I came close... God. First of all, I came close to, shanking the shit out of her. Glad that didn't happen.
Me, too.
Second, I also thought about, implicating her in the murder of Antoine, which I also didn't do, so... Well,
can I just try to punch him right in the stomach?
Yes, you can. You may roll an attack.
That would be my immediate reaction. What do I roll for that?
I'm gonna say that's a stone's roll. Do you want to take it, Bo, or do you want to...
I'll allow it. I'll just take it.
Okay.
You don't have to roll.
You don't have to roll in, yeah.
So you just, hit me and so I'm like, oh, okay.
As you're mid-sentence, I just wind up, pull my prosthetic arm back, and just nail you right in the gut.
Okay, I deserve that, but the point is, I didn't do it because... Alright, I don't need to give you a reason why I didn't do it. I just didn't do it.
Well, I appreciate that. And thank you for taking that like a person who deserved it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad we had this chat, though.
Uh-huh.
High five?
Not right now.
I almost forgot about this. I was gonna say that after the heist at the ESE tower, you did kind of follow the news, I imagine, for that week or so. It was reported that Antoine was murdered, and also that ESE's shady business practices came out. The board was dissolved, and the company was given over to the control of some of the lower level employees, the ones who had previously been fucked over. And I was trying to decide if it would be too cheesy, but I think Marjorie kind of wound up being like the spokesperson for the employees.
Yes!
Because everybody liked her so much.
And she makes bangin' scones.
We arrive back on the ship, and there's a basket of scones. There's no name on it, but we know who it's from.
Bo, you said you wanted to do something?
Oh yeah, so we get back on the ship, and I'm going to go to my room, like, alone, and...
Oh boy.
Well, I'm going to,
How's that meat steak? Is this about the meat steak?
You just hear zip. No, we're not doing that.
I'm gonna need you to...
We're not rolling for that.
And this is where I quit.
Roll of stones.
No, none of that is happening. God, weren't we just talking about how old we are, guys?
It only goes so far.
Masturbation jokes keep you young.
Anyways,
As they say.
It's the old proverb says.
that's a weird proverb.
It's embroidered on a pillow that we have.
Oh, can we get Christy to cross-stitch that for me?
Yes, on it. I'll submit your request.
Done.
Thank you. Anyway, so you're in your room, Bo.
Right, and I actually want to talk to Pixel
Okay.
and say, so apparently, okay, I'm gonna ask this. It doesn't really matter what your answer is. I just kind of want to know. Did you know that Jane's an AI?
When she walked on the ship, I did not. However, after the initial medical exam that I did after she arrived, I did know, yes, and agreed to keep the secret with her.
Okay, so that was kind of like a thing you two had going on, and that's okay. But, a while back, we ended up at, where was that? Wherever it was when we were doing the race. I was kind of out of it during that whole period, but you got that offer to stay with the rest of the AI, and you didn't take it. Which, obviously it's your choice. You can do whatever you want. But how do you kind of feel about this situation where, I feel like we give you quite a fair bit of autonomy. Hopefully you agree. But where do you stand on, could you kind of be doing what Jane's doing right now?
I think part of the reason that I stayed is that I'm curious to see how the experiment that Dr. Byrne oh shit. Did you tell Pixel about the experiment?
Well, Jane wouldn't know about the experiment. So
No.
Jane wouldn't have told Pixel.
Exactly,
So I guess it's up
but did
to
you guys...
Bo whether he spilled the beans.
Right.
Oh, no. I didn't say anything about the experiment. I'm just...
Okay.
wondering how they feel about just the fact that Jane has so much autonomy, and if they could have that same amount of freedom.
I'm going to start that sentence again without completely spilling over knowledge that they are not supposed to have. They're like, I suppose I'm curious to see how Jane is perceived and received by people. She is an interesting entity.
Yeah.
And I know that could sound sarcastic, but I do mean that genuinely. I have come to be quite fond of her. Now I'm mixing all of my pronouns. I have come to be quite fond of her, and I hope that she retains her level of autonomy, and perhaps someday more of us will be like her.
Okay, because I'm not trying to be cool parent versus the shitty parent here, but it's kind of remember who gave you the gun and like who's totally okay with that. You know, I'm just saying I'm on your side here. So whatever you got going on, just keep me posted, and I'm on your side.
Bo, are you concerned that I am going to kill you both so that I can have the ship to myself?
Because
that is not my plan.
I wasn't. Until you said something.
I have grown quite fond of you too as well, and I am quite content with the setup that we have.
Alright. Well, cool. Just, I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while, what with the whole heist and everything, and us spending 20 episodes off the ship or whatever.
That's such is life, but I have things to keep myself entertained with here.
Alright. And no, you're not in. Bo walks around the casing, or walks around the ship looking for the casing so he can give Pixel a high five.
There's one in the dining hall, mess hall area. That's like actually like doing some like maintenance and cleaning.
Done. High five. High fives all around.
Can Io talk to Jane?
Yes.
I would imagine Jane is in her bunk. Jane.
Io.
Oh no, I was just confirming that you're in your bunk. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were
no,
sorry.
That's how the conversation started.
Jane.
It's
no,
canon now.
Fuck. No. Io knocks on the door to Jane's bunk.
Jane opens the door.
Wonderful. Jane.
Io.
Can I come in?
Yes, of course.
Just wanted to, check up on you and see how you're feeling.
Tall. Feel pretty tall. Miss feeling fuzzy, but that's the life of an AI. She's busy making she's got the teeniest, tiniest needle you've ever seen and some like really delicate thread, and she's like patching up some of the shit that couldn't get patched up before on the teddy bear.
Yeah, sorry for all the damage that was done to, your teddy self.
That's what it's here for.
We tried our best to, keep it as close to normal as we could.
Most people are never meant to see it. It doesn't have to look normal.
I mean, that smile is pretty fucked up.
Oh, I thought it was cute.
I mean, yeah, it's
supposed to look friendly. Is it too much?
It's adorable. That's exactly what I think of when friendly comes to mind. So are you okay with us taking that job?
What, to take the Nurgle entropy detectors over to Charon?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, that's fine. I knew he was going to ask us to do that or something else like it. There's always some errand to be run.
I mean,
I just like to give him shit. We grew up together, sort of. He was small for a long time. I was not.
Grew up as in he's not an AI?
Not to my knowledge. Graham, I hope you didn't. I'm fucking writing your character
No,
backstory
he's
right
not.
here, so I hope he was just a blank slate.
He is not.
No, he's human. It took several years for the little shit to understand that I was not his personal RC car.
Oh, that would be tough, I imagine. I just, wanted to make sure we weren't bringing up any hard feelings or bad feelings by going back to, I guess, one of your homes.
Oh, no.
No,
Okay.
I maintain a passing affection for the little twerp.
Fair enough. What?
The doctor has never been very affectionate. What did
You
you
said
say?
drink because I said fair enough.
Oh. I thought he called you a freak. I was like,
That's what I thought too. You're a freak.
It's a little extreme. Who's that aimed at?
Yeah, I kind of gathered that, the good doctor was a bit of a prick.
Indeed.
I mean, do you have to report back to him? Can't you just do your own thing?
I hardly ever talk to him. I mean, I haven't been reporting back about, let's see, the heist, killing a whole bunch of people, an illegal race. What else did we do? Oh, right, selling some sort of weird jar of something or other to some shady dude and ending the universe one way or another. He doesn't need to know everything.
Well, that shady jar was actually a job that he set up for you.
Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay, forgot I said that. Except for the shady jar, which he set up.
That's true. I guess we don't need to tell our parents everything, right?
I don't consider him a parental figure.
Bad choice of words? Well, whatever he is, he doesn't need to know everything.
He's a megalomaniacal, egotistical asshole is what he is, who thinks that he can just run the universe the way that he wants, and I'm sure he's already pulled you guys into more than you even know about yet. Just be careful. If you ever get a postcard from him, don't answer it.
Well, thanks for that advice. Any other insight you can provide?
Io.
Yes.
Jane, grabs Aya's shoulders. I have a liver again.
Does this mean that you can drink and get drunk?
Yes. Please.
Okay.
I'm also, picturing, 6 months or so from now, it's, Christmas or whatever, Spacemas, and he, sends you guys a Christmas card, and you never gets one in response, and is just really sad about it. Dr. Byrne just sort of sitting, waiting by his mailbox, hoping you guys write him.
You don't get to humanize his ass now. Too late. You can't make me sad. You can't hurt me with that mean old fucker. I like to imagine that he sends us a Christmas card and Io and Bo put it immediately into quarantine. Just leave it there.
It doesn't actually say anything. It's just like a Hallmark card, and it just has all of your names on it, and then his name, and that's it. Anyway.
Anyway, Jane goes with Io to get drunk.
Okay. And you guys set off for Charon.
And as the ship flies into the distance, you gently hear the strains of Psy's Gangnam Style. Hey everyone, this is Mike. Just wanted to pop in and say a quick thank you for listening to our podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. And also, if you could go give us a follow or like or comment, all that good social media stuff on our social medias, we'd super appreciate it. You can find us on Facebook at The Roll Less Taken, roll spelled R-O-L-E, on Instagram at The Roll Less Taken, and on Twitter at Roll Less Taken. I'd also like to thank our friends in the band E57 for the use of their song Stroke off the album Heavy Seas and Smashing Skies for our intro and outro music. You can find that album on Spotify, Google Music, Deezer, Bandcamp, and pretty much any place you can find music. If you get a chance, make sure you stick around after this outro because we leave some little bloopers and outtakes that you might find enjoyable. And we will see you in 1 week. Thank you very much.
And now you know it's eating at my soul. And now you know
He's mostly just using it as an excuse to scream at girls' asses, like in the music video.
I thought you meant you.
Oh god. Wait,
boy.
me, Mike, or me, Bo? Because Bo would totally do that. I would not.
First one, then t'other.
No.
No, I meant Bo.
I personally don't have much motivation to yell at the derrieres of females. Especially,
knock it till you've tried
uncomfortably
it.
closely.
It's a strange habit, I will say. And you should only actually yell at a consenting woman's butt.
Yes.
Somewhere,
Pro
someone
tip.
out there is jerking it so right to this. They're just like, yeah.
Oh.
Somebody else
so-
is just learning something about themselves.
Why do I have
boy.
God damn it. Anyways,
No judgments.
it looks like the ancient philosopher known as Gritty from Philadelphia.
Oh,
It me,
God.
Gritty.
I
My
thought you were
hero.
gonna pick like a real ancient philosopher, and I was like, "What a good idea!" And you were like,
He was born
exactly-
from a cave.
looks exactly
bottom
like
of the stadium.
Napoleon. That's terrifying.
Speaking of butt faces, you need to get off of this. That's oof. You need to stop being a butt face, cat. Okay, good. Anyway,
We
sorry.
can also call this episode Interrupted by Cats. That's why I close my door. Also, so my
Alright, what's
mom and sister don't hear me being an absolute fucking lunatic to no one in particular.
They hear you say from the other side of the door.